Hi QA folks, today I want to give you some ready-to-use auto tests in Playwright for your login form, where you can just specify your locators and reuse basically ready tests. So let's see at the project structure. First of all, so I have a simple Playwright project. I have my spec file under tests. This is where the test scenarios themselves are located, and inside pages folder I have page object model. So I have a base page, which other classes of pages extends. So these are some reusable methods, common methods, and I also have home page. Usually, sometimes you have to click. You would want to click on login on your login button or link on your homepage, and then you will be navigated to your login form, or sometimes it will be just some dynamic URL. So this will be the only way to get to the login form, to open homepage every time and click on sign in link. That's why I have specifically this one, but basically it have only one method, click on sign in link, for the purpose of this video, and the login page itself. Here you have constructor with locators, and I'm storing this here strings only, not page.locator, because I need to have more flexibility on over what can I do with those locators. So that's why don't be surprised that I'm not using page.locator to declare these fields. So now, how to use this project? I have written 25 tests that you can reuse. Just use those that are applicable to your case. Here is some dummy data. So let's say, for example, you would want to write as for TL login form to tl.com. So this will be your base URL. You copy it, go back to your project, put it here. For login page URL, it will be after you click on Tela, and we basically don't need this thing, for example. So it will be /account/login, copy, go here. Now we need to go and update locators for our, first of all, for username and password inputs. So they will be inside login page. Let's see. Input type, email, name, username. So we can use name, username attribute. I already have it here. So if it's something else for you, just add using OR condition inside this XPath. So you see my will be, can find few inputs on different sites. That's why I already have it here. And now for password input, let's see. Type password, name password. I also already have name password here. Okay, for sign in button. Type submit. So it will satisfy this condition. And just in case, I will also add this text. In case some of you have it, you do not need to update it. Okay, now what else do I have? Show hide password. So this is this button. Sometimes it's present, sometimes it's not. I mean, on some websites, portals. In this particular case, it's here. So let's find an update locator for it. Area label, type button, class toggle password. I like this class name. So let's say or contains class toggle password. Let's check it. Yeah, here it is. Okay. Forgot password link. So I will extend it to forget password. Okay, here it is. Let's put it back. So that's all for login page. For base page, I will need, sorry, for home page, sign in link. And in case with Tello, it is going to be click on this My Tello. Then we will get to login form. So let's see what it is here. And it's kind of related, this particular test is kind of related to the login form itself, because we would want to check also that the navigation to the login form from homepage works fine. That's why I have it here. So let's find it by text. 1, 2, 3. Let's make it link. Let's see what I have here. Contains text. I don't want to ruin this XPath, completely replace it, I mean. So I will add condition text equals. So it will work on different websites. But of course you can leave only those parts that you is using. Or contains or text equals. I'm just checking. Let's see how many elements it will find. 1, 2, 3, 4. But the first one is what we need. Okay. Click on first visible. Yeah, so this is just a wrapper. Find if there are few elements that correspond to the same locator, it will click on first visible. Because sometimes when you search by text, for example, by login, it might be on some websites it's the first entry that will be your target button. Sometimes it's last button and so on. So that's why I want to eliminate those kind of issues. and search and click on first visible. It should help to take into account different scenarios. Okay, now, so we updated locators, it looks like. Now we can try and run something. Let's try this one. Homepage, login page, open this URL, click on sign in link. Yeah, for this one, it's hard-coded, it contains hard-coded text that should be present. Sometimes before these inputs on the left side you have labels, right? So that's what this text for. But in our case there are no labels. There is text, for example, login and forgot password. Just for the sake of navigation test. Okay. I'm just thinking if it will be able to find this one. Let me check it first. Contains text. Contains text. No, I cannot find it. What if just a new account? Okay, it should be able to find this one, this link. Okay, now we can try to run and see that is this one. Test for navigation works fine or not. Let's go back. Yeah, it's passed. Okay, first one is ready. Now, with everything else, we would need some valid email and password. I'm not going to put my real ones for obvious reasons, but here are the variables where you should put those: valid email, valid password. And on some websites you can also use your phone number instead of username. On some websites you can use username which is not your email, it's just like first name, last name, or something like that. So these three variables, so valid email, phone number, and username. Those are for those cases. If you don't need them, don't use them. Just you can mark test as skipped if they are not applicable to your case. Now here, this one, text to present after successful login. Sometimes after you logged in, there will be text like welcome or profile or dashboard. So this is for this reason. So let's put it here. Let's leave dashboard for now. And here we will update our error messages as we see them. For example, for invalid credentials, let's see, single pass combination is incorrect. Let's copy it. For empty input, it looks like it will be the same. There is no separate error message here. So let's put it as well here. You see sometimes there will be a separate dedicated error message saying please fill out this field. But in our case we put what we see, right? That's how you apply this project to your needs. Now for minimum username and password lengths, I also don't see any separate dedicated error messages, but sometimes there is. So in our case, you can skip those test scenarios, mark them as skip, not to run them at all, or just update it here. Error message invalid format username. So let's see if it has this kind of test scenario, like if it's, but I doubt that. It will be always the same. Yeah, the same error message. But I hope you get the idea. Or maybe let me show you on GitHub probably what I mean. So here you see, fill out these forms separate. Correct username and password. It also doesn't have dedicated messages. But anyway, you just put those, add those based on your website that you are testing. So now, enter valid username. In our case, it will be the same. Now let's see which of the tests are applicable. So valid email and password should be applicable. Press enter instead of button should be applicable. Username in lowercase. You see it has this valid email to lowercase, this one to uppercase, so this should be applicable to your website, whichever you're testing, as well as leading and trailing spaces in username, leading and trailing spaces in password. So they're written that it should remove those trailing and leading spaces and allow user to sign in. You see it's wait for text to be present after successful login. If behavior of your website is different, just update the logic accordingly, just add error message here instead of these 2 lines. Meaning something like that. So after click on sign in, you will not be successfully logged in, but you can check that some error message is present. Alright. Now, this is also a really useful scenario. Just enter valid username but invalid password, kind of typo in password, and then enter it correctly. You should be logged in successfully. The same for type and username. For number as a username, we don't have this one applicable, so we can mark it at skip, for example, and it will be not run. Username, not email username, also not applicable to my Tela website. Empty username password should be applicable, empty username, empty password, vice versa. Show hide password applicable. Invalid username format I don't think it has this kind of check, but anyway, let's see what our message is going to be for when we just enter AAA. Click on forget password link. For this one, let's see where it will lead us. To reset your tail password. So this will be this text. And text was like that. That's why I remember. Right? Yes. Uppercase, uppercase. Okay, keep me logged in. There is no such option here. So let's mark it as skip. Click on create new account link. This one, it was there. So this was this link. Say new account, wait for text. Welcome to Tello, okay. Yeah, welcome should work fine. Now, SQL injection test scenario. So I will try to enter this set of username and password. The same for HTML injection. Now, email minimum length message, password minimum length message. Sometimes there will be side functionality, sometimes it will be missing. Long username password, this one also considers to be useful because sometimes some developers put a limit on amount of characters you can enter inside those inputs. Sometimes it's 30. So let's test that at least 50 might be entered. And even in real life, on my real projects, I had this kind of bugs when they limited it with 30 symbols, but real production users' emails were more than 30 symbols. So that's why I would recommend to have at least 50 as a limit. And last one, that test to check that sign-in with Facebook, Google and Apple options are present. I didn't want to implement signing in with them because usually it's much more complicated and required to have real accounts, and it's a lot of hassle. So for the purpose of this video, just to check the presence of those options. Okay, now we marked everything that is not applicable as skip. Let's run and see. Of course, we didn't put this real valid email, password and everything, so some tests will be failed. But anyway, let's run and see if at least some of them will be green. Oops, just a second, let me run them in parallel. Let's see why most of them are failing. So valid will not work. Click on sign in on home page. Let's try with this one. So it cannot find this login page, login text. Let's try. No, it's failed probably to a lot of requests. Okay, this one is green. This one will not be green because we don't have real account. This one also using valid credentials, so it will be also red. Username lowercase, uppercase will be red. Leading trailing. Valid and valid. So let's see where this one is failing. So it cannot click on sign in button. Let's check why. I guess it's because I didn't check this locator. No, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Let's make it easier. I overcomplicated this thing. So this will be first button. Okay. Let's run and see again. Yeah, now it clicked on it. Okay, good. Click on sign in, error message. Text is present after successful login dashboard. No, let's put profile. It looks like this dashboard text is present somewhere on the page, even when you are not logged in successfully. That's why it's green. But in reality, yeah, it should be red. Okay, now what username is invalid. So this one let's run all of them. Probably all of them were failing due to my broken initially locator for sign in button because I didn't check it. Oops, I forgot to remove this option. Okay, now running in parallel. Come on, this one again failed. We will check why. Okay, at least these guys are fixed. Let's check a couple of those. Why? This email and password combination is incorrect. So it cannot find it or what? Yeah, now it's green. It looks like it's because of slow internet connection or something. It cannot handle parallel execution. So let me check which one I wanted to check. It was sign in. Yeah, this one also was green. Yeah, so this is due to parallel execution and load on internet connection. These guys as well should be passed. No, why this one? Cannot find text. Which one? Sign in with Facebook. Why? Because it's in iframe or something or what? Oh, it's because it's inside SVG, so we will not be, and it has a lot of spaces here, you see. And contains text. Yeah, we cannot find it using XPath. I will check if it can be found with normalized spaces, and we'll add it into my code, but yeah, basically it's because how these buttons are designed. But anyway, I think you got the idea. So yeah, one more time. Everything is on the top, where you should put your base URL, login page URL, your accounts, your error messages, and just update your locators in here. Basically that's it. Yeah, I will put the link to the repo in the description when I upload it to GitHub. That's it for this video. See you in the next one.